What's up, Wikimaniacs, to another Humpdate update. I forget what we call it every time, but
I was going to do the motion, but it's too early on, baby.
Yeah.
Let's not.
If you're a patron, you're getting this a week early, and then we're going to release it to the public. I felt the need to do this because this story is a special one. This story, we may have influenced the outcome of this story.
Wait, no way.
Yeah. So do you remember a few months back when we did Am I the Asshole for Wearing a Gold Dress to a Wedding?
I think I was out in that episode, but I listened to it. Okay, I might be out on that episode, but we'll figure it out.
Maybe. Anyway. So it was wearing a gold dress to a wedding. Yeah, you actually might have been out. But anyway, took off on TikTok, did really, really well. And we'll get to the update, but we're going to insert the original story right here.
Therapy.
Am I the asshole for wearing a gold dress to a wedding?
Ooh, I did see the title for this one, and I was excited to hear it.
Another dress one that I'm sure we are
going to be very wrong about.
So prepared for. But which way are you leaning right off the bat, Sean?
I got to say, I mean, it depends. Some cultures, like, because I've worn like a barong, which is like a Filipino formal wear to like a non-Filipino wedding.
Okay.
And, you know, it was fine. Nobody said anything. So I'm wondering if this is maybe a cultural. I'm hoping it's a cultural wear. And
okay,
you know, because I know like my Vietnamese friends, when they got married, they had a lot of family in like, pronounce me or forgive me for pronouncing wrong, but I think it's called Awai. It's like a traditional formal Vietnamese wear. And, you know, some could be categorized as gold, maybe. So that's what I'm hoping. But I feel like this is not that, if I'm going to be quite honest. I feel like they wore a gaudy dress on purpose. And just statistic wise, last time we said not the asshole, we got fucking roasted. So I'll say asshole for wearing the gold dress.
All right.
That was a long road to get there. And I apologize. I'll keep it brief.
I appreciate the context and everything in there. So it's always appreciated.
Yeah, when the scores don't matter, I may go off a little bit. Exactly.
And you have an audience to approve.
It's added pressure right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest,
they're all staring at you, actually. All right, so for some context, my 30 female best friend Dan, 30 male, got married to Lauren, 27 female, yesterday. Dan and I have been best friends since high school, and despite always being platonic with no romantic interests on either side, his now wife Lauren has always disliked me. In their 3 years of dating, I have not been allowed to see Dan alone because she feels that it's suspicious that I want to hang out with him. Honestly, I just miss my friend. Despite me being happily married, she's always kept me at arm's length. I always figured this was because she was from a very conservative family. Dan has spoken to her multiple times, and after, she'll back off for a bit before reverting to complaining about him being friends with a girl again. It's not ideal, but she makes Dan happy, so I made peace with it. That brings us to the wedding. Originally, I was going to be in the groom's party, but Lauren ended up crying, saying a wedding is not a place to swap gender roles. Okay.
Looks like we're going to be wrong here.
Yeah. Dan was fighting her on this, but I just told him I'll be attending as a guest and not to choose this hill to die on. The dress code was warm tone garden party, and we were encouraged to wear earthy, warm colors. So I picked out a bronze/orange dress that I thought fit this perfectly, and the style even matched some examples they gave. And in short, I thought I had nailed it. And she provided a link to the dress. I've actually sent it to you. We will look at it at the end.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But yeah, just so you know, we will be looking at it. I'll tag it in the show notes and stuff.
Not that pictures help, because when we had the red dress picture, I was like, that's fine.
Also,
obviously everybody's like, that's a goddamn wedding dress, you idiot. And I was like, you're right, my bad.
Yeah, I'm wrong. Yeah. The wedding went great. However, at the reception, Lauren dragged me aside and said, quote, "I cannot believe you would wear gold to my wedding. You are not the first prize. You're just fucking trashy." End quote.
What?
Yeah.
That's a wild
statement. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess we could see the dress and it could be gold, but I mean, just the gender norm comment has me already like, fuck the bride a little bit. I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, because Nancy and I don't have this rule about like hanging out one-on-one with like the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Because she has a lot of guy best friends. I have like one girl best friend that's not family.
Yeah.
But we don't care really. But I know some people have issues with that. I think that's fine as long as you're communicative. So truly, I don't think her being weird about them hanging out is bad as long as she communicates.
I think it's slightly controlling if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
Like they've never had a romantic, relationship with each other.
For sure.
I think it's absolutely fun. Like Santa's got a couple guy best friends. That's how, one of my best friends is one of her best guy friends. And so it's like how we met. And yeah, I have like a best girlfriend who, we'll go for coffee dates every once in a while just to catch up. Completely fine. I think
it's completely like I said, Nancy hangs out with her dude friends one-on-one and vice versa. I'm just saying, I know a lot of people, I feel like, if I've learned anything from getting roasted for a week, not our experience is not everyone's experience. So I'm saying, as long as you communicate and it's like in a healthy, not like my way or the highway. I think that's fair. So that I thought was okay. So far, the only thing I haven't loved, gender norm comment, weird. Been to lots of weddings where there's a guy or a girl groomsman or a guy bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking bats an eye. No one fucking cares.
Yeah, it's 2024.
To be fair, though, if it is in a church, some churches just straight up don't allow it, which I think is stupid. Because the bridesmaids, if they're a guy, they're not the ones getting married. I don't fucking know. They're just there to be accessories to the bride or groom. I don't understand why the church cares. Another reason why I'm like, I'm religious, but also like, come on, guys, get a grip. It's 2024.
Yeah. Some stuff we can move on from.
We can move on from. But like gender norm thing, bad. Also, fucking pulling this person on a one-on-one during a wedding, also not great. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could be completely wrong if we get this fucking picture and the dress is just, I don't know, a gold wedding dress.
Fair. That's fair. All right. So she called me fucking trashy. I was so shocked in the moment, I just stared at her. She practically screamed at me to leave and she was drawing attention. So I grabbed my husband, said bye to Dan, and left. Dan reached out after and told me he was upset I left his wedding so soon. Lauren's mom texted me saying I ruined the wedding for her daughter and I'm stupid for wearing a gold dress, saying it's as bad as wearing white. I was genuinely not aware this was a thing. I wanted to reach out to Dan to explain, but I don't know if I'm in the wrong here. So am I the asshole?
Just right off the bat, before I look at the picture, I feel like no.
Okay.
I feel like no, just given everything that we have so far.
I have seen the picture, so I'm a little bit slanted, but even before I saw the picture, I was going to say no, because I mean, personally, I've never heard of even gold being that much of an issue. I could be wrong. This could be the red wedding dress all over again. But
I was going to say, like, I think at my wedding, like, our colors were like neutral and gold.
Yeah.
So we kind of encouraged the gold to be worn, like yellow gold to be a thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird for sure. So if you want to open up the chat, there should be a link to the dress there.
That is an orange fucking dress. What are you talking about? What the absolute fuck are we talking about? That's burnt orange. Not even, if anything, like OP said, that's bronze. That's third place. That's third place.
If I saw this at a wedding, I would think nothing of it other than, oh, that's a nice dress. You know what I mean? Like, it has no connotations to being a wedding dress or like, it's not even close to gold in my opinion. I'm slightly colorblind, so I could be wrong. But
I mean, I don't know if my color vision is perfect, but in my opinion, it is shimmery, I guess, like the fabric. But even then, it's just a shiny orange.
Yeah, tons
and
of people
maybe it's because I'm from Texas and that like UT is like such a popular imagery, like University of Texas, burnt orange, Longhorns.
Yeah,
that's like iconic Texas imagery. So that's where my mind goes right away. I think you just must have I mean, obviously she had a vendetta against OP, but like, it's, I feel like it's quite a reach to say that's gold.
So with all of that in mind, I think absolutely not the asshole.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and you left immediately after. But if I'm wrong, I mean, again, because I barely remember stories, I feel like Red Dress Lady made like a whole scene of it.
I think she did. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we really missed the boat on that one. There are some flags for sure.
Yeah.
But
red flags.
Red flags for sure. But yeah, I got to say, this burnt orange dress, you left as soon as she asked you to leave. Didn't make a scene. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like definitely not the asshole.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think not the asshole. It's clear that she's got some other motives against you. And just wanted to embarrass you in front of in a place where she had the backing of everyone. You know what I mean? Like, it's her wedding. She's going to get some blind support no matter what. So yeah, I mean, you left. That's the safe thing to do. It sucks. You missed your best friend's wedding, which is the really shitty part. But yeah,
you're going to be a groomsman, like very much in the mix. And then you have to leave early.
That's crazy. So I'll go into a comment and then we got an update. So just to clarify everything, Flynn lower score Jim or JM asked, are you in a relationship? Have you ever kissed or hooked up with Dan? And do you think Dan has ever fancied you? OP responded, I am happily married and Dan and I would rather eat glass than have any anything romantic happen between us. We are just not each other's types and see each other as siblings. I genuinely don't think Dan has ever secretly liked me either. So
yeah,
just to clear that up, there's no, underlying motive for OP here. Or Dan, by the sounds of it. So let's hop into the update here. OP says, wow, guys, I genuinely didn't know what to expect posting this to strangers on this, but I am so thankful to my husband for suggesting this. I needed a non-biased view of this wearing gold to a wedding issue, and it's now clear that this was never an issue. Many of you asked if the dress I wore stood out, and I honestly know I'm biased saying this, but I genuinely don't think so. Another girl was wearing the exact same dress, but in dark red, which we had laughed about. Slip dresses are pretty common wedding guest dress where I am, and it was type of dress that was recommended by the bride. I think many of you were right in saying that this was never about the dress, but how I looked wearing it. Turns out Dan found out pretty quickly what actually happened and called me last night. Apparently, Lauren's mom had told him I was really drunk and told Lauren her dress wasn't it, so I was requested to leave.
The fuck?
Yeah. Sounds like the mom had a heavy hand.
Also, is the mom like a Gen Z? Not it.
She's hip, okay?
I mean, she's a cool mom.
Yeah. Dan had his suspicions that it was bullshit, but it wasn't until his mom called him to confirm it. Turns out his mom was nearby when Lauren pulled me aside and ironically was actually wearing a yellow gold dress, and she tore him a new one about letting Lauren treat me like that. Dan didn't have a solution when he called. I could tell he was emotionally exhausted and pretty defeated. He said he wished I had taken it out on the open bar rather than leaving, but he understood why I left. He thanked me for taking the high road and that it hasn't gone unnoticed. He apologized for what happened. Apparently, this is an ongoing fight between him and Lauren. For all of those who say Lauren just hates me, it turns out to be 100% true. Yeah. Apparently, she's been trying to convince Dan to cut me off because that's, quote, what a good husband does. He said he thought she had gotten over it now that they were married. I told him that he needs to focus on his happiness and I will always be here to support him and that I will take a step back if that's what he needs. They were supposed to leave for their honeymoon yesterday, but when Dan called, they were still at home, so who knows? I blocked Lauren and her mom and forwarded the message to Dan just as recommended. Thanks again for everyone for your comments and judgment. Man.
I don't get the hate because like OP's truly like, I can take a step back, like no issues here. It would suck, but like if that's what she needs for y'all to be like happy and whatnot, then that's so be it.
Yeah.
So truly, OP is just chilling here. Truly doing nothing wrong.
A true friend, to be honest, to Dan.
Yeah.
Who is caught in the middle of this. I mean, yeah, I get she's his person, but you'd love your person to be cool with your people, you like your best friends. You know what I mean? Like they should be chill.
You gotta love the people that your person loves.
Yeah, because they make you happy, like your partner happy. And so that should make you happy. It's just like, why are you destroying this?
I mean, I guess you can't love everybody. I imagine, some people have problematic friends.
For sure. That's not what I'm talking about, to be honest. The problematic friends, yes.
Neither was I, but I was just like, before I make a general statement.
Yeah.
They're definitely,
But like,
you should make an effort to be like what you're saying, make an effort to be cool with the people that your partner loves. Yeah.
At least be courteous and then realize that their friendship is important and that it should be respected. Cause Dan and her have been friends long before you came around. You know what I mean? Like, and she's going to be there when it sounds like this might never amount to a long-term relationship, in my opinion.
I would say maybe therapy, work it out. There's a possibility.
There's a chance she had an ex who cheated on her with his quote unquote best friend. And now she harbors that, but that's not on Dan. That's not on OP.
Starting off the marriage on a rough time like that is tough to bounce back from, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Reddit deemed not the asshole.
Good.
And Ether Midscore Win said, I don't think it would have mattered what color your dress was. The now wife hates you and was going to find something to yell at you for, whatever you wore. If it wasn't the dress color, it would have been something else. Tell your friend why you left early and make sure he knows how his wife treats you, not the asshole. And I think that was before the update, but I felt the statement was true. And we're back with the update. So, John, let's hop into this one. This one was posted 15 days ago as we're recording this.
Ooh.
So a little late on it, but it's the update to Am I the Asshole for Wearing a Gold Dress to a Wedding? And we'll see where we fit into this story. So
this is going to be a first.
It's been a couple months and a bit has happened. The situation seemed to resonate with quite a few people, so I thought I would provide a final update. Thank you to everyone who messaged me. It did help me feel a little less crazy during this time. And to the person who let me know I can simply post an update here, thank you. I had no idea how this all worked. So, Lauren ended up finding the post on TikTok and was understandably pissed. And I will say, I went to look for gold dress Reddit stories, and ours was the only one that popped up and had over 1 million views. So I can only imagine it was us that she saw. Shit. So I apologize, OP, for making this a weird situation for you. But I don't know. You posted the updates again, so you clearly weren't too pissed. She called me from Dan's phone and started screaming at me, saying I had ruined her wedding and that I knew what I was doing wearing a dress like that to the wedding. After the initial shock of expecting Dan on the phone and getting Lauren screaming, I yelled, "What kind of dress? The same cut that Amy wore?" Which was someone who wore the same dress but in a different color. Fuck, I just can't win with you. Dress nicely and I'm out to get you. Dress casually and I'm taking the piss. I've tried so hard with you, but I'm done. And I hung up. I messaged Dan and said, I clearly can't be in your life with everything the way it is right now. Good luck. I'll always be a call away, before blocking the number, which broke my heart. I will say it's tough to be a call away when you block the number, but I get it. I get the sentiment. That was 3 months ago, and I didn't hear anything except from Dan's mother saying Lauren wouldn't stop complaining about me, and life continued. Lauren is
unhinged.
Insane, yeah. In this time, I discovered I'm pregnant.
Ooh.
Me and my hubby made a post a couple weeks ago announcing this, which made its way to Dan, and he turned up at my front door a few days after. We talked over many drinks on his end and mocktails on mine. Good.
I'm about to say, I'm like, wait, you taking shots?
The baby's getting fucked.
Only shot you be taking is taking a shot at Lauren because she crazy as fuck.
He told me that he has always thought the right thing to do was listen to your partner's boundaries and insecurities, and that Lauren has a lot of body image issues, which resulted in her being suspicious of other women. So he thought the right thing to do was support her, but he got lost in setting his own boundaries when it came to how she controlled his interactions with his friends. He said the whole situation forced him to think about her boundaries and her whole personal standards, and saw that they consistently contradicted each other. Like, she believes, rightly so, that women are allowed to wear whatever they feel comfortable in, but she would complain that I was unreasonable for wearing bikinis to a family beach day because it was inappropriate.
That she needs help.
Dan also realized she was trying to cut out his sister and literally every other woman in his life, including his boss, insisting he'd get another job.
That's wild.
That is wild. By the time he'd heard about my pregnancy, he told me he didn't want to be an absentee friend, and so he had a serious conversation with Lauren. I won't go into details, but the result was that they are currently separated and both in therapy.
Sheesh.
Dan asked Lauren to move out, and she's currently staying with her mom, who is apparently convinced I am the devil. Good that she's in therapy and that they're separated right now. Hopefully she can figure her own shit out.
Absolutely.
Whilst I'm sad for Dan's relationship having to end like this, I'm happy to see that he's starting to learn what a healthy relationship is and that he will be able to be my friend through my pregnancy. My husband is excited to have his gaming buddy back. I reached out to Lauren with Dan's permission, letting her know that I'm here to talk in a therapy session if she feels like it would help, but I haven't received a response yet, and maybe that's for the best. I can't help but feel bad on some days because I know that a lot of this is born from insecurity, but I am trying to focus on the positive that both of them are in therapy, and hopefully we'll move on to something bigger and better. I'm sorry if this update is a bit scattered as well. Pregnancy brain has been hitting me hard. This update has been read and approved by Dan, smiley face. So that is the update.
Oh.
Initial thoughts?
I was going to say, it takes a bigger person to extend an olive branch when even you're the one that got essentially flamed for it, right? Like, she was the one that kind of got affected by it. And for her to be like, hey, for the husband to come out and just be like, hey, she has some insecurities that she's suffering through. And she empathized for the situation. She's like, hey, I get it. Let me be the bigger person, extend the hand and help her get to that, road to recovery. So kudos on OP for that. It takes a tremendous amount of empathy to do that for someone that, caused, essentially like stress and harm to you. Also praying for the husband and also Lauren as well. Like, yes, she may be going through some stuff, but hopefully with, the right professional help that she can see through like the issues that she's suffering with. And for the husband as well to kind of realize that, hey, like, essentially in the beginning, he had to back her up, which I think most husbands would probably do in that scenario. I say most. But for him to kind of have like a self-realization that, hey, I'm losing my family, I'm losing my friends, and she wants me to quit my job over this type of shit. I'm glad he drew the line and seeked help for both of them. So that way, if they get back together, hopefully they can have a better life together.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is good to draw boundaries in a relationship, but once your boundaries start encroaching on your partner's boundaries and like engulfing their life, that's when it's, I think it's more on you than it is on your partner. So yeah, I'm glad she's getting therapy. I hope that helps her out with her relationships going forward. I'm glad Dan's back in OP's life and can be a great, uncle friend to her kid. And I mean, all in all, good update.
I think it's a good update.
I will also say,
did we cause a separation?
We might have caused a separation. For the best.
For the best, right? Right.
So sorry, Dan. We apologize for that. But I mean, I think you're in a better spot now. And congratulations to OP on the pregnancy.
Oh, yes.
Hopefully that goes well. And yeah, that is the update for today, Wikimaniacs. Once again, patrons are getting this a week early. So if you would like early episodes or bonus episodes, head on over to patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network, or you can join our YouTube's member channel page, whatever it's called, by hitting join on our YouTube channel. I always fuck that one up. But anyway, that is it for today. Thank you, John, for coming on and giving your takes. And thank you, Wikimaniacs, for another Humpdate update. We'll see you on Friday.
Bye, Lauren.
Get therapy.